I'm Billy Gahagan, and seated next to me once again, Coach Steve Allen. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you, Bill. It's great to be back. We've got a little nicer evening for football tonight. Looks like we're going to get started on time.
We are coming to you a little later than we wanted to, so we're going to get through some things right away. SEABREEZE has won the toss. They've elected to defer. DeLand will now receive the ball. Their backs to the west. SEABREEZE will kick off with their backs to the scoreboard. Coach, tonight's game, these two teams are both sitting in rare territory. They're both 0-2, but that shouldn't be a factor. The DeLand Bulldogs, as we all know, have played two tough games. They've been held scoreless, but they've been held to 88. They've given up 88 points to two very good football teams. Something's got to change.
Absolutely. Two of the prouder programs in the area for sure, and if not over the last 15 years, I'm not sure that there are only one or two that could even rival the number of wins that these two programs have thrown up on the board. And so to be 0-2, it's a kind of an anomaly, but the seasons go on, life goes on, and this is where they are. This is where they find themselves, and someone's got to get off the schneid tonight. And I think it's the team that's gonna want it the most, because it does appear to be a pretty good matchup.
Now, across the field, the SEABREEZE SANDCRABS aren't doing that much better, but they have scored points on the season. Their losses have been to Spruce Creek and to Flagler Palm Coast. They've scored 19 points on the year. Now, transfer quarterback Jeremiah Wilson broke his ankle in the spring jamboree. Is it difficult to think that maybe a transfer quarterback bringing in some experience from a large school, maybe he's having that much of an effect on their offense?
Well, I think that at some point, at any level, if you're going to play a quarterback, that guy's going to get the snaps. You bank on it. You're trying to do things that he can do well, if you are a good coach, which both of these coaches are good coaches. And so you don't maybe not set everything up around it, but you're building around that. And when you lose him, it is a loss. And there's a reason why the second team guy is the second team guy. It's because he's not better than the first team guy. So there's always going to be a drop off. There's always going to be some effect to that, and I think that is very, very viable, and I think it has affected the Crabs.
Well, there's definitely going to be no shortage of talent on this field this evening. The DeLand Bulldogs boast quite a few playmakers of their own. Tomas Ward, a senior defensive back, slot back, if you will, already has an offer from Utah. John McAllister, a sophomore offensive lineman, he's already a Division I prospect, and their list probably continues from more than just those two guys.
Yeah, and it's really easy to get on recruiting sites and watch things. I had the privilege to run the Rivals 250 Underclassmen Challenge in Jacksonville, and I knew that we had some local kids in there, and the McAllister kid was one of them, and I made sure that I got over there and talked to him a little bit, just kind of get to know him. And one of the things that I really love is I like good kids. I like the kids that you can talk to that, they might have this ranking or that ranking, or they may be 6'5" or 4'5" or whatever, but he was a really good kid, and that's what I like about he and Tomas Ward.
We'll get back and talk about some of the talent that SEABREEZE has just after the kicking off for the SANDCRABS will be Sam Hayworth. Great kick into the end zone. That ball will not be returned. DeLand will set up shop 1st and 10 at their 20. Now, getting back to SEABREEZE, they have quite a few names as well. Chase Hamilton, Cole Dunnigan, Will Roth, Bubba Balish. Rashad Floyd, coach, as you know, was a member of the 2014 U.S. Under-19 national team that brought home the gold the gold medal. They were in the International Federation of American Football World Championship game held in Kuwait City, Kuwait, along with Josh Stevens and Mark Beach. So, again, no shortage of talent on their side as well.
No doubt. Looks like we've got DeLand wanting to play a little spread football here early on.
Now, understanding that DeLand's quarterback, who is number 7, Tucker Nordman, this should be his first game back. He missed the first 2 games of the year with an injury. Yeah,
they're a big roll pass team, and having a couple of connections still with the FPC. I watched a little bit of their game with those guys, and they like to roll out pass. And Coach Lightsey, the D coordinator at FPC, had a little scheme, and one of the things they wanted to do is put some hits on him, and they did, and it kind of nicked him up.
Nordman's first pass fell incomplete. It's now 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Nordman hands the ball off.
Got to play. Oh, that's
to Stevante Bruton. Takes it around left end for a big gain. It'll be 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
When I had the occasion to work at DeLand Middle, 3 years back, and Stevie was there, and he was, you could tell at that time, Bill, he was going to be quite the specimen.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and short for the Bulldogs, 11:30 and running the clock. Gorgeous night from Larry Kelly Field Municipal Stadium. Nordman once again under center. His twin brother in motion will set up as a fullback. Nordman hands the ball off again. Big gain.
Got him blocked.
Big gain, and in on the tackle, number 10, Jaquez Goins for the SANDCRABS. Saved a touchdown, Coach.
Saved a touchdown. It's isolation play, and the Nordstrom kid got in there, put a hat on the linebacker. Linebacker needs to feed that back to his buddy inside. He didn't get it done. He bounces it outside, out to the numbers, and you've got to play. Obviously, these guys watch the Spruce Creek game, and I think that's going to be one of the big keys that we'll get back to shortly.
Nordman once again in the shotgun set, quick pass near side, and falls incomplete, intended for Matt Mark.
Sometimes you get a little feel for what people are doing, and I think that ISO, maybe another run scheme, along with that little stop route. I think the stop route's just kind of a sprinkler deal. I think that's what coach is going to do. I really believe that after seeing what I've seen, I think we'll see a lot of 2 backs in the backfield. I think they can run the football at SEABREEZE.
Nordman under center. Nordman in motion. Handoff near side. Breaks a couple tackles. And he'll be wrapped up at the 45-yard line of the SANDCRABS. Coming up short. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs on the SEABREEZE side of the field.
Billy, Tanner Banks got a run through there. They pulled a guard off the backside and ran kind of a power, we call it a switch scheme, but it's just a kind of a variation of power. He got a run through there and had a clean look, and he needs to make that play. If he'll make that play, you could be looking at a loss as opposed to a gain of 4 or 5.
10:15 and counting here in the first quarter. DeLand and SEABREEZE. I'm Billy Gahagan, joined by Coach Steve Allen. Nordman, shotgun set, will roll to his left. Has a receiver in and out of the hands of number 14, Quinn Dawson.
Yeah, like I said, this has been one of their bread and butter things we talked about earlier in our pregame, is that they do love to roll pass, and that's one of the deals that kind of got him nicked up. And you got a little out route combination. It's really an awesome route combination. It's hard to play. It's usually available. It's easy for your quarterback, and it's just a good solid pass play.
Bulldogs will go for it on 4th and 5 from the SEABREEZE 45-yard line. Nordman in shotgun set.
Great job going zero coverage
Play
right
action,
here. Oh,
quick
my
slant,
goodness.
Nice pitch and catch. That's Nordman to Mitch Bailey for a 1st down. On the coverage was number 8, Bubba Balish.
Mitch is the second of the Baileys that have come through there. Had a brother that played 3 years back. Played some quarterback, did some other things. That was a heck of a throw right there, Bill.
Better replay on it.
Quick slanting route.
Absolutely, and he just puts it on the money.
So it's 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the SEABREEZE 35-yard line. Handoff up the gut. Breaks a few tackles. Picks up 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 Bulldogs as they continue to just run right at SEABREEZE.
One of the things I did notice, I did get a chance to attend the Spruce Creek SEABREEZE game, and they just had trouble stopping Spruce Creek's Kyle Olson, and he's a big back, and there's no shame in that. But right now they're getting some run-throughs. They're having some opportunities at or behind the line of scrimmage, and they're not able to stop the impact.
Play action. Nordman directs his brother in front of him. He's going to keep the ball and take it down to about the 15, we'll call it the 14-yard line of the SANDCRABS. Enough yardage for a 1st down.
Be honest, Billy, I think minus the injury a few weeks back, I think he scores on that run. It looked like he kind of got a little timid toward the end of it. I think if he wanted to put his foot in the ground and head toward the goalpost, he probably could have taken that one on in. It's tough to cover the run, the boot, and the pass off the boot. And Looks like we've got a SEABREEZE player down.
Looks like Tanner Bake's shaking up on the play. On that last play, Coach, it appeared to me that it was run first. Not because as soon as he got his head around, which was great bootleg, as soon as he got his head around, he was already directing people into making blocks.
Absolutely. Generally when he tucks it under his arm, he's probably not going to throw it. That's been my experience as a coach. And, a lot of coaches, that's just how they coach their bootleg. We want to run first if it's available. And it's I guess it's a matter of the kid that you've got. My first opportunity to see Hunter Nordstrom and Nordman, and I'm impressed on this first drive. The slant route looked good. The two stop routes, those can be jitters. I'm not sure how big a part that is of their offense, which could explain some of that. I think what we've seen here in the last, since they've gotten the ball to the 50, going downhill, I think is a little bit more of what we're seeing.
Taking a look at the replay once again, yeah, it definitely was Nordman directing his brother Nordman. Great kick-out block.
Yeah, I see the injury, too. It was a peel-back block. And
so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the SEABREEZE, again, 15-yard line. 8:53 and counting in the first quarter.
Two tight ends.
Nordman with twin receivers to his left. He's going to hand the ball off. We're going to take a little bit of a counter, inside counter. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 5 for the Bulldogs.
Bill, one of the things I like about Coach Thompson, he plays what I call American football. I really like to see that. You don't have to play a two-back gig. You can play your other back as a tight end, and basically you still have a fullback in the game. It still gives you your counter. It still gives you your zone. It still gives you a one-back power. You can run your offense there.
And we saw a healthy dose of the inside zone last week with the Mainland game.
Indeed.
Nordman, shotgun set. 2nd down for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to his left. He's going to roll left. Flag is down on the play. It looks like it's going to be against DeLand. I think the outside receiver might have got going a little bit before the snap.
Yep, and once again, they're coming back to this out-out combination. What you get is you get a little out, and you get a big out, and you get a takeoff. Generally, your number 1 guy on the outside is going to run to go. Your second guy or the third, you can mix that up. One of them's going to run the little out. The other's going to run the big. Here you see the number 3 run the little out, and number 2 runs the big out, and what you get is just a tough cover for your flat defender if you're in zone. If you're in man, what ends up happening is the quarterback gets out there, he sees everybody's got a dance partner, and he's got an open window to run.
Illegal shift called against the Bulldogs. The penalty will back them up to the SEABREEZE 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Nordman, this time under center. Fakes the speed sweep, handoff up the middle. Nobody there to stop him. Touchdown.
Billy, that's a counter, and it's coming out the backside.
That looked like they've run that play more than once.
Yeah.
And everybody, it was a hat on a hat for sure.
Absolutely, and once again, you're using your guard as a fullback, as a lead blocker, so to speak.
Fake the speed sweep.
It's truck. They're faking the speed sweep, using their fullback in there in the wing to cross over and pull, but they came out behind it. Very well conceived.
Sean Mead in for the point after for the Bulldogs. Snap, hold, placement. Kick is up, kick is good. 7:37 remaining in the first quarter. Your score, DeLand 7, SEABREEZE nothing.
I think it's obvious what's the plan for the white team here.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the team with the most white kids. I'm talking about the team in white. It's got some size.
I tell you, it's going to be tough all night listening to Coach Kramer because he's not going to be quiet.
Well, it's probably going to be tough running him before this is over.
They may pitch a shadow.
Well, we haven't seen what's happening on the other side yet.
Nope. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
D, we're going back.
Okay. Going back, Troy.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen bringing you the DeLand Bulldogs and the SEABREEZE SANDCRABS. Right now the Bulldogs lead the SANDCRABS 7-0. Sean Mead in to kick off as there's an late arrival for the SANDCRABS. Ball will be fielded at the 5-yard line. Flags all over the place.
And they're going to
He's coming
him
near side. He's got a wall of blockers. Nice return. Number 6.
Have a bad feeling.
Latavius Sanders. Unfortunately, Mr. Sanders, that's probably going to go back.
Yeah, Bill, I've got a bad feeling about the substitution there. And also, the game keys for me, one of the game keys that is for SEABREEZE and for DeLand is to get off to a fast start. And I think that when you're 0-2, you're looking for things that create momentum. You're looking for some identity. You're just looking for some good things that you can hang your hat on, that you can build on. And to let them go down the field and score, okay, they've waved it off.
Okay. Wow. So it appeared that John Scotty had gotten onto the field too late, which I didn't think that there was such a rule because he wasn't an eligible receiver. He was running on just because he was in the front wall. So I didn't think that was a
I think
flag,
he would have to be inside the numbers, Bill, before the play began.
And he clearly was.
Yes,
he was at the hash marks, and the A1 officials got together.
They got it right.
So here we go. Scott Summers in at quarterback.
Okay.
For
well.
handoff right up the middle.
Yeah.
And he's going to be brought down after a huge play.
When you run the inside zone and you've got an odd front, you put that back away from the side that you're running to, and you kind of push him toward the nose guard, and he just reads that nose, and that nose guard got out on the wide field side. Running back did a nice job. They got it sealed off, and that's a great gainer on the first down.
Javier Sylvester on a huge play, and my apologies to the Muller family. That's Justin Muller in at quarterback. He's going to hand the ball off on first down. Short gain of about 3 on the play, 4 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 for the SANDCRABS as they look to be scoring against the DeLand Bulldogs.
I tell you what, Javier Sylvester looks good early.
Muller looks to his right to pass, has a quick slant.
Oh, I tell you, they dodged a bullet there, Billy. We've got a good drive going, and he almost gave it back to him.
Marcus Bullard was the intended receiver. He was just led a little bit too much by the Muller pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down. And again, we're going to call this 6 for the SANDCRABS.
I can tell you for a fact that guys like Tomas Ward, Jackie Johnson, these are guys back here who are athletic, and they know what to do with the football. And Jimmy Neely makes a great break there and almost comes up with a huge play.
3rd down for the SANDCRABS. Muller hands the ball off. And after bouncing around like a pinball, Sylvester's going to be brought down. I'm going to guess forward progress was stopped at about the 10-yard line. It'll be 4th down for the SANDCRABS, bringing on the field goal unit.
After a quick start, the zone looked good 2 times, and they came back in to get an incomplete, and they come back to a trap play, and DeLand stands up pretty good there.
Sam Hayworth in for the field goal attempt as we have a late substitution. That's Anthony Blake coming on a little late.
Uncharacteristic for the Crabs.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:55 to go. DeLand now leads SEABREEZE by a score of 7-3. We'll stay right here, Coach, because I'm sure there's a couple things we want to talk about. Like you said, first, the opening kickoff for SEABREEZE. Great return. They're across midfield. Then the next thing you know, big play by Sylvester, and then they come up sputtering in the red zone.
Yeah, they had some good things going. One of the things that happens when you get down here, I think that what DeLand's coaches got relayed to their kids is once you're pushing that zone, the backside outside linebacker, you can get one of those guys blocked. You can get that tackle blocked, but you're not going to have anybody for that backside outside linebacker. And if that quarterback is not going to be a threat to run, which we don't know that he is or is not at this point, but if he is not going to be a threat to run, there's nobody to hold that backer, and he can just come.
Tomas Ward, number 1, and Mike Dixon, number 5, back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. Hayworth set to kick off from his 40-yard line. Again, 5:55 to go in the first quarter. It's DeLand 7, SEABREEZE 3. That kick, again, will not be returned. Sam Hayworth doing a great job so far for the SANDCRABS.
Sam Hayworth looking good in the early going. Must be the bloodlines.
There's no doubt about it. He's got to have some Greek in him.
That's right. That's right.
And then, of course, everybody's a coach on the sidelines. Congratulations. We'll just talk to you like I've been coaching you up all your life.
That's right. That's right.
So the Bulldogs, for the second time this evening, will set up shop at their own 20-yard line. The last time they did this, it resulted in 7 points.
It did, and now they're coming back in their little dual set. I'm looking for the stop route out here to the uncovered.
Nordham, looking to his left, has his brother on a quick slant for a completion. So it's Brother Tucker to Brother Charles. That would be Hunter to Fisher.
Hunter to Fisher. It's just
gotta let that go.
I don't know that if SEABREEZE is playing that as a zero coverage from depth, but he's uncovered right there, Bill. And I would be more inclined to stop that individual at about 5 and give it to him. But obviously, I don't call these plays, and they know what they're doing because that's a first down, and they're on the roll again.
Gain of 25 on the play for the Bulldogs. 26. 1st and 10. Nordman brings his twin brother in motion. He sets up as the fullback. You know that's going to be a handoff. ISO to the left.
Okay.
Great play defensively.
There we go.
By number 43 for SEABREEZE. Who's not... Was it 43? Yeah, my eyes deceived me. No, we'll give that 45. That's Chase Hamilton.
Yep.
A name that we should be calling quite often this evening.
Well, Chase is one of their marquee kids. He's one of the guys that had some big shoes to fill, you know, with Dorian and that crew that left out of here last year and graduated. He's going to have to step up and be the guy.
2nd and long for the Bulldogs. Nordman rolling to his right, has a couple receivers to choose from. He elects to throw to number 14, Quinn Dawson.
There's got to be something to this. I mean, if you're going to set in a 3-by-1 and you're going to put the back to that, and you know that they're a roll pass team, that's got to be one of your alerts, you know, because there's too many dudes on one side. They're either going to roll pass this way or they're going to counter you back the other way, and bringing pressure off the back side of that, it's a win-win.
And with Tucker Nordman calling the plays, you got to respect that run first.
You've got to respect the run first. And now we're going into a little bit more of a 3-by-1, wiggling to a 2-back set, and there we go, and it's the first time we've seen it, and they've got him pinned.
Norman around the left side. He'll be knocked out of bounds by Bubba Balish at the SEABREEZE 25-yard line, stopping the clock with 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Big play for DeLand, and that's just what they want.
3-by-1 into the boundary, Bill. If you're going to allow people, we as defensive people or somebody as a defensive coach, you set your defense one of a couple ways: to the strength, to the field, to somebody. That time they set it to the strength. They put the strength into the boundary, and they didn't have enough people to the field, and they got them pinned.
Nordman under center. His brother floats to the right, handoff, near side. Looking to run, is going to reverse field. Ball is loose, scooped up by number 24. That's Gage Van Dever on the scoop, and the potential score was averted when Charles Nordman brought him down. It'll be SEABREEZE ball on the DeLand side of the 50 to set up shop.
Big play for SEABREEZE right here. Again, one of the game keys here is to get off to a fast start. You know, we have DeLand, who looks like they're going to do what they want with the run game, and they begin to move the ball in a turnover. Turnovers are just death to your game plan.
See what happens with SEABREEZE's second series. Muller under center, looks to his left. Under pressure, he's going to tuck, going to run, and he'll be brought down hard at the 47-yard line. That's
we got
John McAllister.
Yeah, he's a
two-way lineman.
Awesome player, and we have a kind of a tough route combination out here. It takes a little minute to develop, and he didn't see anybody he liked early on and had to kind of pull it down.
2nd down and 9 for the SANDCRABS. 3 receivers to the right, handoff near side. Sylvester juking and jiving and smacked.
Let me tell you something.
Tomas Ward just
I like this guy,
him in the
Bill.
face.
I like him. I like 4. I think that he is kind of quick in the hole, but he's making progress down the field. He's not stopping to make these moves. He's making progress. You've got a third down and manageable here, and the Crabs need to just find something to keep the drive going, keep the momentum.
3:20 and going. SEABREEZE with the ball on the DeLand side of the 50-yard line. At that point in time in that play, Justin Muller was really in a bad situation. If he gives it, Sylvester's brought down. If he holds on to it, he gets brought down. I think he made the most out of what he had.
Yeah, again, prudent, I think, would be the word. Sometimes you call one, and what happens on the other side, whether it's through them being better, you not blocking, or just not being good, it's just not going to be a good play. That just wasn't going to be a good play. They managed their loss there, and live to fight another down here. They're going to punt the ball away and go play defense again.
Hayworth into punt for the SANDCRABS from the DeLand 42-yard line.
Oh,
nice.
Killed it. It's too
punch.
much.
Come back.
Oh, this is so close to being really good.
And we're going to call it a touchback. Great punt by Sam Hayworth. Obviously looking for the angle, try to get it to go out of bounds, but instead, based on the flight of the ball, once it hit, it rolled backwards instead of off to the side. If he gets that off to the side, then DeLand has first and 10 from their 2-yard line.
He does. He does. And again, I think coaching point there for me is we're going to try to get that thing in a in a 7-by-7 box from the 5-yard line, and not try to hit the perfect one, but try to hit one that if it's not perfect, it still gives us a chance to maybe put the fielding on it. But here we go. It was a great kick, and it's DeLand ball.
First and 10, DeLand from their 20-yard line for the third time this evening.
It's going to be outside zone or jam G.
Handoff to the left.
We call that jam G in our offense. It's when you don't have a fullback that's actually in the backfield with them. You just get your down block and you pull your guard on the front side. Good play, good scheme, old as the hills, still effective, good football.
All 5'9", 180 pounds of Devontae Bruton on that carry. Huge pickup. Again, the playbook gets so much larger when it's second down and 3.
Absolutely, and that's Devontae Bruton. Let me tell you, that the weight that he has on him, it's on him very well.
Nordman looks near side, has a receiver. That's his brother. His brother was met quickly by number 21, Taiwan Jones, but that was after the fact that DeLand had enough yards for a first down. It'll be first and 10 as DeLand continues to move, 140 remaining at their 34-yard line.
Well thrown. Just kind of a little shooter, outside guy on short post, and a little out route on the inside guy. Looks a little slow coming out to me, Bill. I would like to see that ball come out a little faster so the receiver might have a chance to have an extra step to do something with the ball.
Nordman.
3-by-1, back to the 3-by-1. I'm looking for roll pass. Nope.
Nordman hands the ball off once again to Bruton. Bruton near side. Finally knocked out of bounds by Ratavius Sanders. Enough yards for a first down.
Real nice. He just bounced it outside in here into the boundary. SEABREEZE is doing some good things initially defensively. It's just kind of holding up after it breaks down or after the path of the ball carrier changes from its original. When that takes place, SEABREEZE has got to do a better job of adjusting and getting back to it.
Twin receivers to the left. Nordman under center, first and 10 at about the 47-yard line. Fakes the handoff to Bruton. Ball intended for his brother, but it was knocked down that time by Nick Zipperer.
Bill, well conceived. When they were on the goal line down on their first drive, they ran a little counter play off of that action. And what they did this time, instead of the counter play itself, the fullback that they were using to counter and get across the formation, they got him out in the flat and ran a little naked boot to him. And it's well conceived. You hate to kind of hold on to one of those things. You've kind of set it up and then you call it and it doesn't work. But I look for them to come back. That's probably pretty much a staple in their offense.
Ricky Altman checked in the game for the SANDCRABS. Nordman looks to his left. has a couple receivers. Oh, nice pitch and catch.
Let me tell you something. I am impressed with number 7. This is my first view of him. And right now, the only guy that we've seen be able to, and don't get me wrong, it's only week 2, but the young man at Mainland's the only guy that is coming out of his hand like this.
Mitch Bailey on the reception for the Bulldogs, enough yards to move the chains.
That was an excellent throw and catch. Again, oldest route combination in the world, jet curl, very well executed.
1st and 10, Bulldogs from the SeaBreeze 37-yard line.
Trading those tight ends over here. Now
Nordman
we're coming back.
Rolling to his right, throws to his brother, met once again. Again, you pick up 6 yards.
One of the
we
things,
can do this all day long.
Well, one of the things that's happening here is I know from coaching a little bit at DeLand, when we would play SeaBreeze, one of the plays that we really liked to run was influence trap because of the way the linebackers played. These guys are running influence boot, and they're pulling the backside, and it's kind of holding on to linebackers. They're not getting out very fast, and it's not play action, it's run action pass.
2nd down, and we're moving the chains. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it's 2nd down. Oh, I'm wondering what was going on. We're going to call that the end of the first quarter.
That's what we'll call it.
7-3, SeaBreeze down to DeLand. We'll be right back.
You escaped that one because I was going to say that's what we call it in America.
Where's that guy going?
Oh, I thought that was an illegal guy calling. So he jumps on. Danny, I'll pull him off. Hey, how about the Steeler team? I don't know who runs that. The little league around here, Steelers. I don't know who. Anyway, they got a nice patch right here on the jersey. They've got their number. But whoever did those, they centered both of those. In other words, if you're number 61, you have a patch, and you have number 61. The kids are in school today. I'm like, and all the kids like, and the Buccaneer kids go up. I'm like, who did this? And the one kid says, this is my uncle. And the other kid says, your uncle's coming. It's rough, Kim. It's rough. It's rough at Kim.
We're on. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen bringing you the SeaBreeze SANDCRABS and the DeLand Bulldogs. Gorgeous night, as noted earlier by me. A lot different than last week's rain-soaked game. 2nd quarter, first possession for the Bulldogs. Handoff to Bruton. Oh, that's Tomas Ward on the handoff. Excuse me. Bobbing and weaving his way, taking some guys down with him all the way to the 2-yard line of the SANDCRABS. Great run by Tomas Ward.
Bill looked like churning and carrying to me. He carried him 10 yards afterwards. And SeaBreeze is going to have to do something on defense to shore up their backside. They're just getting it's just a kind of, it's really not even cutback. It's just kind of a bend back thing on a couple of different plays, and they just got to get that shored up.
Sanders and Dunnigan both come off the field for the SANDCRABS. Nordman hands off to Nordman for the score. Touchdown, DeLand Bulldogs. 2 plays into the 2nd quarter.
Coach Thompson did a nice thing there. He got right to his power eye. He didn't let SeaBreeze get into the substitution package, and he got right to his quick play score on the goal line there. Nice job getting it in the end zone, or nice job getting it to the end zone, and nice job getting it in.
Meade to attempt the point after for the Bulldogs. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 2 plays into the 2nd quarter, and only 11:42 to go. DeLand leads SeaBreeze 14-3. That was quick.
Yeah.
Why would you pull out your two of your best defensive players, though?
Coach, someone told me one time that your record is not an accident. Now, take that for whatever it's worth. I mean, that's just what they told me.
And we're back. DeLand leads SeaBreeze by a score of 14-3 with 11:42 remaining in the first half. Billy Gahagan and Steve Allen bringing you the action deep to receive for the SANDCRABS. Javier Silvestre, Ratavius Sanders, and Cole Dunnigan as Sean Mead looks to kick off from his 40-yard line.
Really enjoyed watching Cole Dunnigan play against Spruce Creek. He was all over the field, and I thought it was interesting. He's a linebacker and can return kicks as well.
Sanders once again fielding the kick. Caught the ball at his 1-yard line, brings it all the way up to the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 SeaBreeze from their 20-yard line.
Bill, the things that I had for SeaBreeze's game keys is that I felt like they needed to get their screen game going and be solid there. Their quarterback play, along with all their skill guys, needed to be improved because it had been poor, at least in week 1 when I watched them. They needed to be able to stand up to American football, which I call the run game with the two-back kind of stuff, and right now that's been a little shaky. And get off to a fast start. If they can get something going on this drive, I think they're fine. But I think they need to get something going again on this drive.
Muller looks to his left. He's going to be flush from the
Run.
pocket, come back near side.
Run.
Looking to throw. He's going to tuck it and run and step out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 2nd down, SeaBreeze.
I think that after, again, I allude back to week 1. I think after what Coach Beach saw in week 1 from his quarterback play, I think he would take that football play right there all night. Didn't try to do too much. Took what was given to him. Didn't try to throw the ball downfield into coverage. Took care of the ball. Didn't try to stay up and fight for too many yards. Got out of bounds. Prudent play.
Didn't look like he was, he was under duress at all. He just kind of kept his composure and decided to go out of bounds.
Agreed.
Muller's pass near side is going to be caught. And the receiver, number 88, Anthony Blake, will be knocked out of bounds.
I believe with our spot here, I believe we're going to have a 1st down, and this is exactly what SeaBreeze needs. They just need to come back out and just be methodical. We're in a basically a 2-score game. It wouldn't have mattered if it was 10 or 14 or if it was 14-3 or 14-7, but they need to get something going right here and just continue this drive that they've started here.
Got the left foot spot, making it 1st down for the SANDCRABS from their 30-yard line. Muller handing the ball off to Sanders. Sanders is going to go to his left, break back near side, and get brought down. Shoestring tackle by Jimmy Neely.
Jimmy Neely looked like he might have got nicked up there. Bill, what we got the best of both worlds there. They're trying to run counter Trey, and they bring the inside linebacker on the side away from where they're pulling, and the backer just never really got to disrupt it. What a great call, timely call for the Crabs.
Big pickup on the play, makes it 1st and 10 for the SANDCRABS. Muller mishandles the snap, and he'll be brought down by a pack, of Bulldogs. 4-yard loss on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Coach, as I alluded to on the last play, Neely's hurting. He got hurt on the last play. They're telling him he's got to stay in. I think he's got a shoulder, a wrist, an elbow. He's got something going on the left side there. He's not well. I'm not sure why you would want him to stay in. Maybe this is just his MO. Maybe this is what he does. But
well, it appears that DeLand called a timeout. Maybe they're going to think about it. So, with that timeout, we will take one as well. 10:35 to go in the first half. DeLand 14, SeaBreeze 3.
Okay, your audio is still going to be on, just so you know.
okay, awesome.
Sounds good now.
Okay.
That's much better.
Yeah, we're just going to have to reload it. I don't see the weapons.
Eventually, I'm going to get a chair that rolls.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I remember what you told.
Right.
You're still on.
Yep.
Your
We
audio's
understand. Thank you, SeaBreeze. SeaBreeze to DeLand from Municipal Stadium. Muller optioning near side. Is going to keep the ball. Quickly tackled on the play by number 24. That's Mitch Bailey.
got a good call. You got speed option into the boundary versus the look. I don't know that they got the look that was optimal. They just need to be able to be functional with the quarterback run. They don't have to be spectacular, and I know that Coach Beach will just take any of those runs that he can get.
It'll be 3rd down, and we're going to call it 9 for the SANDCRABS. On their side of the 50, down 11, 14-3 to the Bulldogs.
Bill, I think so far Javier Sylvester has been a bright spot for the Crabs.
Muller, quick pass to Rashad Floyd. That's the first time we've called his name this evening.
Absolutely.
And Rashad, I think, needs to get into the game plan.
Buddy, I tell you, if we come into this game, whether us as media, newspaper, print media, whatever, as you do a story on the SEABREEZE SANDCRABS, that's probably the guy coming into the season that you're going to talk about first. And if you're going to be that guy, then yes, you need to be talked about as doing some things.
4th down, and we're going to call it 6 for the SANDCRABS on their side of the 50. Coach Beach keeping his offense out on the field.
They're going to bring an inside backer here. They're in their odd front. Mark's going to empty them out. They bring the backer, and we go up top, and there's nobody there if you hit him. Oh, I tell you what, we've got to play. Love the call. Quarterback's got to execute. Bottom line, quarterback's got to execute there.
Pass was intended for Javier Sylvester. He's pretty quick. First time I've seen him.
It's the first time I've seen him. He did not play he did not play a significant offensive role or have a significant offensive role against Spruce Creek. And I think that Coach Beach has made some movement to try to find some spark and try to find some things that'll work for him and get his offense going. And I think he's found a good one here.
Turnover on downs for the SANDCRABS, gives the ball to the Bulldogs on the SEABREEZE 49-yard line, up 14-3. 9:04 remaining in the first half. That's Nordman again under center. Handoff near side. Back up the middle. Bruton just pounding his way up the middle. Pick up a 4 on the play. 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
It's the same. It's the lesser version of the same thing. It's the collapse of the backside. And nobody is shoring that up all the way down and closing it off. One of the scary parts of that is when you close it all the way off, then you open up the perimeter. And the Crabs are going to have to find an answer to that, or this run game for the Bulldogs is just going to be too much for them.
2nd down for the Bulldogs. Nordman floating. We're going to roll out again to the left.
He's got him wide open
on the play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, DeLand. Nordman hooking up with Cole Mastardo. All right, 20. Is that what I got? Is that what you got for a 20?
I've got, yes, Cole Mastardo.
29?
Those numbers are hard to read.
No, they're horrible.
They're hard to read. 28, perhaps.
That's Stefan Bruton.
That's who it is. It's Hugh Bruton.
That's
Stevie Onte's brother.
Okay. Another Bruton in the mix. Sean Mead in to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:15 remaining in the first half. We're going to take timeout. DeLand 21, SEABREEZE 3.
Your audio's still going on, guys. Sorry about that.
Is that going to be the way for the rest of the night then?
Yeah, it might be.
It's a little naked play, and they got enamored with the down, and that kid he just got his eyes down and just let him run right by him.
Well, then I don't have to worry about turning this thing down every time, right?
No. Just leave it.
I think we need to get Carey on that. Coach,
Yeah.
do you know about Hitchner, right?
What's that? Yeah. Do we know the answer?
I don't know any answer. All I'm saying is, Coach,
Maybe when I was
Yeah, we do.
25, maybe 30.
Might as well just go back into the old one.
Yeah. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Billy Gahagan and Steve Allen bringing you the DeLand Bulldogs and SEABREEZE SANDCRABS Mead. Kicks the ball off to the 5-yard line. Ratavius Sanders mishandles it, picks it back up, comes near side, and he's going to be brought down at the 21-yard line. where SeaBreeze will have the ball 1st and 10.
Sylvester's listed at 160. I'd have a hard time. Maybe we're a long way away from him, believing that he's 160. Gets a little strength. I tell you what, I like what he does. He runs hard. He's got some instinct. He's got good feet. I think that, like I said, I think Coach Beach has found somebody who's going to be helping him.
Well, based on the roster, shaken up on the play is number 5, and I think that's impossible because number 5 is Jeremiah. So we don't have a read on who this number 5 is. For the SANDCRABS, Muller hands the ball off to Sylvester. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play.
Dylan Bullis just squeezed his outside linebacker position there and just shuts it down. And that's an example of closing down from the outside, whether it's play side or backside. You just have to find a way to squeeze that down and just leverage it.
2nd down and 12 for the SANDCRABS from their 18-yard line. Muller hands the ball off once again to Sylvester. Comes near side, then breaks it away, and stuck right away by number 56. No name.
One of the things that he's going to learn, and I'm sure he doesn't have a lot of carries and a lot of experience to base it on, but the longer you want to go sideways, the worse it's probably going to go down.
That was Cody Collins, by the way, Coach. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Well, Sylvester is running the ball. Obviously, he didn't have much of an opportunity to do so last year. Josh Stevens toted the rock for the Seahorses, if you will. Last year, he's now at Merced out in California doing the JUCO thing.
He was a great player. Converted nose guard. We always knew that you're going to have your hands full with him.
Muller trying to buy some time. Had nobody open. Coverage sack, if you will.
Yeah, it looked like we had a really deep route and we had a flat route. And now he really didn't have any options once the play broke down. But, again, he took care of the ball. He didn't turn it over. You punt the ball. You live to fight another day. But the Crabs are going to have to get something going here with the 6:22 left. They don't want to let this DeLand team distance themselves too much.
Hayworth into punt for the SANDCRABS. Punting from his 20.
Nice. Wow. Nice. Very nice.
Ball will bounce at around the 34-yard line. Tomas Ward picks it up. To no avail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
yards. 6
guys there to bring Tomas Ward down. Nice punt by Sammy Hayworth.
As a man with some kicking background, Bill,
you?
That's about
you kicked as well?
Yes, sir. That's about a 50-yarder there, and you take the 50-yarders with no return every time.
Well,
he's been stellar tonight.
The Bulldogs are going to have 1st and 10 from the 23, so that would be 29 and 27, 56.
Our last 3 drives for the Crabs have gone punt, out on downs, and punt. Again, they're going to need to get something going here.
Timeout on the field. We're going to stay right here. 21-3, DeLand leading SeaBreeze. DeLand has had the ball 4 times. They've scored on 3 of them, fumbling only once. Suffice to say, they probably would have scored had they not fumbled it.
It appeared that they were poised to score, but if teams that I coached on got points every time we were poised to score, we probably would have won more games.
You would have been poised to win a lot more games.
Correct.
So DeLand opens the game up with a long scoring drive. They started at their 20, 80 yards later, they were in the end zone. SeaBreeze has a great kickoff across the 50-yard line. They stall out in the red zone. They settle for a field goal. DeLand gets the ball back. They fumble it off to SeaBreeze. SeaBreeze gets the ball. Good field position. They end up punting the ball. DeLand then scores on their next 2 possessions, and SeaBreeze goes turnover on downs, punt, and now DeLand with their 5th possession of the first half at 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Nordman in the shotgun set hands the ball off once again to, that's Mr. Bruton. He's back in the game, spins off a couple tacklers,
there's
fumbles the ball.
Luckily,
luckily, twin brother Nordman was there. And that's going to be getting tough on me. But that was Tucker.
After a good run.
Tucker Nordman hands the ball off to Bruton. The savior was Charles Nordman.
I'm looking at this DeLand offense up front. They're not small by any means, And it's telling me that FPC, Mainland, and Bowles, who have collectively outscored these guys 88-0, are pretty formidable, because these guys they're a pretty fair football team on offense, the way I'm seeing it.
And actually, that 88 it's 123 if you think about it. If you count all three of those teams, I don't understand, looking at this DeLand team, how they lost to Mainland 41-0.
You know, I having an opportunity to coach in that rivalry for a couple of years in a row. It's a vicious rivalry, but it's one that is a momentum rivalry. And once one team kind of gets it rolling for 1 year or 2 years in a row, it's really big. It's very cyclic that way. And I just think that Mainland's had their number for the last 3 years, and I think that's what it was. A bunch of young kids out here. Got to believe that they can win. It's going to be roll pass when they're in this set. He's got the long out on it, wide open.
Nordman, pitch and catch with his brother down to the SeaBreeze 30-yard line.
They're just coming back to the stuff that's working. It's good coaching. You know, they're coming back to the stuff that's working. SeaBreeze is not pulling up the quarterback on the rollout pass, and it's allowing him, when they get the little out covered up, to just throw the big out right in behind in the void. And Nordman has been very impressive tonight, Bill.
Bubba Balish on the stop for the SANDCRABS. 5 minutes and counting here in the first half. 21-3 your score. DeLand leading SeaBreeze. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen. High atop Larry Kelly Field.
Beautiful night tonight, and they got him into the boundary again. Okay, we're going to trade.
Nordman under center. Hands the ball off to Bruton. Near side, loses his footing and slips right back down at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
There's not been many bad runs tonight, or runs for no loss or for a loss or no yardage. But right there, he's just got to hit that in the briar patch and take what he can get. You know, when things are going well, sometimes the running backs, they keep wanting to hit the big one, Sometimes you've got to take those little ones to get the big one. He tried to bounce that outside. It just wasn't there.
I don't know if you noticed this or not, Coach, but for the first time in what I'm going to say is many, many, many years of coaching, Kerry Kramer is on the field.
He certainly is. And I'd say that, being the defensive line coach, he's trying to shore up that backside collapse that we've talked about that's been hurting him in the run game, and he's wanting to get hands on to be able to try to adjust that.
Nordman on the quarterback keeper, because when he rolls around that end, he's definitely looking to keep it first. Pick up a 5 on the play. We're going to call it 4 on the play. We're going to call it 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs from the SeaBreeze 26-yard line.
Yeah, there was no ifs, ands, or buts there. That's a designed run all the way, and a good call. But now we've got a 3rd and a big 5, and if SeaBreeze can stand up here, see if we can get this thing stopped, and it'll be big momentum for them, because at 21-3, they need to keep DeLand out of the end zone.
They definitely don't want to be down 4 scores before they go into the first half. Handoff to Tomas Ward
and SeaBreeze came out of there with the ball, and I don't hear a whistle. The referees are standing and looking, and we've got a play here. This is a huge play.
Bubba Balish scooped the ball up. He's got a few blockers in front of him, and he's going to be down all the way to the DeLand 30-yard line. Everybody just standing around. Tomas Ward coughed it up for the Bulldogs.
It's kind of one of those ones where you're kind of looking around for the referee. As a player, you're looking to see, hey, what's going on, and no whistles. The referees were kind of looking around too, and SeaBreeze comes out of there with the ball. Big play here with 3:33 left. Exactly what the SANDCRABS need. If in my experience against coaching against the SANDCRABS and Mark Beach, I would not be surprised to see some kind of post route here and taking a shot on the quick change. As a defensive coach, that's what you're trying to guard against.
He's going
here.
Up top.
Yes,
first
sir.
Play, no
yes,
doubt.
sir.
1st and 10 SeaBreeze from the DeLand 30-yard line, following a great heads-up play by Bubba Balish. Let's see if the offense can answer the defense. Handing the ball off near side.
As you can see, our expertise, and they're going up top and they hand it off.
Scott
Correct.
Summers. And maybe Mark heard us and said, everybody's thinking I'm going to go up top. I'm going to run first, and then I'm going up top.
Yep, breaking tendencies. It's a great first down play. I mean, hey.
Summers in the backfield now for Sylvester. I don't see him on the field. Not quite sure what's going on there. Handing off the ball once again to Scott Summers. Met at the line of scrimmage by a few Bulldogs. Loss of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down for SEABREEZE.
They're going to have to get Brother McAllister blocked in there. He is a force. He's a big cat, man, and I tell you what, he just kind of collapsed it all there. It won at the line of scrimmage. There was nothing there. Same play they ran on 1st down.
3rd down for the SANDCRABS. Muller looking to his left, has the post. Ball batted at the line of scrimmage. Nearly intercepted. It's going to bring up 4th down. Dare we think points?
Took a big shot there off the outside linebacker coming off the edge there, who's made a couple plays. That's Dylan Bullisy. He has done a good job just coming off the edge. They're going to have to handle him in protection because your quarterback's not going to be able to take a whole bunch of those. He got dinged up pretty good there.
SEABREEZE is going to call timeout. Apparently, they're going to talk this one over. They're down 21-3. Do you take the points? Do you take the shot? At this point, you know, again, following a great heads-up play by Bubba Ballas, you get the ball fairly deep in DeLand territory, and so far on 3 plays, you've mustered up 5 yards.
Well, and the thing that just drives you nuts as a coach is you come out on 1st down, you break a tendency, you rush the football, you get a second and manageable, and you kind of go backwards on your 2nd down play, and then you have an incomplete, and it is what leaves you with a 4th and 6, which is, you know, not ideal by any standpoint. I'll be interested to see what the SANDCRAB brain trust comes up with here, if they're going to try to just go for it here and get some points. I believe they've got plenty of leg. You know, if they decide they want to just, you know, snap it, kick it, and get it through there, I believe they've got that capability. But it would appear that they are keeping their offense out. Sylvester is still on the sideline.
Looks as if they're going to start with Summers in the backfield with Muller. Possibly motion out to empty out the backfield, unless they're going to keep him in for extra protection. Again, they don't have to throw the home run ball. All they need is 5 yards on the play.
They've got the uncovered up top. There's your motion to empty. That means the outside backer is now matched up. They got to play here.
Wide
Very
open
nice.
Rashad Floyd
Very nice.
takes the ball. Catch from Muller. Great pitch and catch. Wide open. Touchdown, SEABREEZE.
Little rub type route. They've got the out. You've got kind of a man coverage concept there, and they lost the number 2 receiver coming across there, and Floyd makes a good kick throw. And we're looking at that. It's going to be a touchdown for the Crabs, and that's just exactly what they needed.
Here it is. That's the tail end of the play. Rashad Floyd bounced off one tackler, was able to take it in for a SEABREEZE touchdown. Hayworth in to attempt the point after. Kick is up. Kick is good. 21-10. SEABREEZE finds the end zone, cutting the lead to 11. Flags on the play.
Not only cutting the lead to 11, Bill, in essence, staying in the football game.
We're going to kick that one again, Coach. We had illegal procedure called against the SANDCRABS. So the point after now will be placed at the 15-yard line, which is where you typically want to have your point afters kicked from. DeLand is going to decline the penalty, give the point after. Okay.
That's
sure.
interesting.
Whatever
I think they feel pretty good about their chances. Just, you know, we've got 2:43 left. They've got to kick the football to us. DeLand has shown that they can rush the football, which opens up your play-action game, which they scored their last touchdown off of that kind of deal. So they feel pretty good about their ability to score this football in 2:43. I have a feeling. So they just want to get their offense back out there and let them get going.
21-10, your score. DeLand leads SEABREEZE. 2:43 remaining in the first half. Hayworth to kick the ball off from his 35-yard line. So instead of taking the penalty on the point after, they'll take it on the kickoff. That's I don't know much about officiating and rules, but I didn't know that was an option when it's a procedure call. I would
New one for me. I thought it was staying. That play
I
is
thought
that
you
play.
had to do it.
I
Right.
thought that play was that play, and it has to be played as such. But
Well,
hey,
that's why we're here.
We are here. And, I'm sure the A1 officials know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Hayworth, Ward, and Dixon deep.
It's going to work
for
out
DeLand.
because they're going to get a return off
That's
of
going to
it.
be Tomas trying to field the ball at the 10. He bobbles it, picks it right back up,
You
comes
gotta
near
play.
side.
Gotta play.
If he beats Hayworth,
There it is.
okay, we're going to start this from the 50. That's the 40. 30, 20, 10. You got it, Coach.
Wow.
Touchdown.
And again, looks like if it is an option, and it's a great situation for the Bulldogs because they get the ball in their best player's hands. He gets a chance to go with it, and he takes it to the house. Just an excellent football play.
Let's just say that all things hold where they are. Tomas Ward is going to be Utah's greatest recruit. That's going to be the best sign they could get out in Utah.
Well, I could tell you this about Tomas Ward, knowing him personally. They're not only going to get a good football player, they're going to get a great kid. He's a great student, and they're going to get a good one.
Meade's point after is up and good. So in the blink of an eye, DeLand now leads SeaBreeze by a score of 28-10.
And all of the momentum that they had built up, and now they've lost with the kickoff return, and that's going to be hurtful to the Crabs if they themselves can't utilize the 2:29 that's left and maybe put something together.
They definitely need to answer.
The outside guy there, it looks like Rashad Floyd, your contained guy. When the ball's showing that it's not going to come outside, you need to trail the first wall, and he needs to collapse that back down inside. It's very similar to what's happening to him on defense. He kind of decided to kind of stand and watch a little bit there, and you've just got to keep playing, and everybody's got to do their job.
Coach, taking a look at the deep men for SeaBreeze, Rashad Floyd is now in as a returner with Ratavius Sanders and Cole Dunnigan. Originally, Sylvester was back there. We haven't seen him on offense either, and I'm looking here. I see him near side. I see Javier Sylvester seated on the bench. I'll be curious to know what's going on with him. Meade puts his foot into it. It's going to sail over the head of Ratavius Sanders out of the back of the end zone. SeaBreeze will have the ball with 2:29 remaining, first and 10 from their 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think Sylvester, one of the things you run into with the smaller backs, and you're playing a big physical 8A football team, I think maybe he's nicked up a little bit. Did a nice job in the first half, but did take some shots, as you pointed out, and might just be nursing some of those. They could just be wanting to get some looks at some other folks and get some carries. I'll be interested to see how Coach Beach handles this 2:29.
Muller still in at quarterback. Summers still in the backfield with him, as we said. Sanders seated on the bench. Sylvester, rather. Hand off the ball to Summers. Up the middle. Gain of 5 on the play. Second down. Clock continues to roll.
You never like when you're running an offensive play, even though they got 4 or 5 there. You never like to see offensive linemen laying in the backfield on their butt, and that is what took place there.
2:04 and counting. Muller in the shotgun set. Summers again back there with him.
Mitch Bailey in down here, the outside
Muller
linebacker.
looks to
Mitch
his
Bailey.
right.
Oh,
Wow.
that was dangerous there. I tell you what, Jimmy Neely's played a good ball game tonight, and Mitch Bailey, they've taken Dylan Bullis out at this outside linebacker here, moved him to the field, and they're just swapping those kids. And those outside linebackers are very active right now for DeLand. They got in the flat there, almost made a pick.
Anthony Blake on the reception. It's now first and 10 for the SANDCRABS. Muller hands the ball off, to Summers. Met by a wall of Bulldogs. Doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency right now.
No, and these runs, in drives 1, 2, maybe even drive 3, the SANDCRABS would have taken those gladly. They're manageable yardage, but with 1:15 left, they seem to be being very patient.
Muller hands the ball off to Summers. Summers is going to come near side, dodge one tackler.
Good piece
up
of work.
To the 40-yard line. Still going to be short. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the SANDCRABS. 1 minute exactly, and counting in the first half.
Jackie Johnson coming in the alley right there hard and just didn't make the play. Summers makes him miss and picks up almost first down yardage, gives him a manageable third down.
Once again, hands the ball off to Summers.
43 seconds now. I tell you, the Crabs, they're moving the football. Maybe they found something that they can go to in the second half. But that's not going to get it in the end zone. They're going to have to throw the football here if they want to get to the end zone.
Muller looks to his left, now looks down the middle, tuck and run, looking to throw somewhere, has a receiver. The intended receiver is number 9, Marcus Bullard. That pass is incomplete. The good thing is it'll stop the clock. 27 seconds to go. Third down for the SANDCRABS.
Did a nice job of stepping up in the pocket. You've got to make a decision. I'm going to run or I'm going to throw it. It gets a little too disjointed when you try to run, then stop, then throw, cross your body outside. It's just tough to complete that one. They have 27 seconds here. What you don't want to do is be careless with the football, put it up, get a pick six, and in essence, give yourself no chance.
Muller takes a snap, looks to his left, has a receiver deep. Pass is intended for Rashad Floyd, goes out of bounds. It'll bring up third down for the SANDCRABS. 21 seconds remaining.
It's going to be one of those deals when you get to half. It's, minus the kickoff return, you're going to get that thing in there at 21-10. It's a whole different ball game than this 28-10. Not to mention the momentum that those kickoff returns and big special teams, like a big turnover for touchdown, give your team. So DeLand's feeling pretty good.
Kind of surprised that SEABREEZE really wasn't trying to score, knowing that they get the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, but they might score yet here. Oh.
Summers on the carry, enough yardage for a first down. That'll stop the clock till we set the change. 15 seconds to go. Again, your score: DeLand 28, SEABREEZE 10. SEABREEZE calling timeout. So something's going.
Well, we've got that thing on the downhill side now. We're on the 44. You've got a chance at. You've got a couple different plays at your disposal now. You're a little more likely maybe to take a chance.
Waiting for some updates for some games from around the area. I can tell you now that it's 9-7. Father Lopez leads Warner on a safety. Warner stopped Lopez on 4 downs from the half-yard line. After the safety, the ball was returned 81 yards by returned 81 yards by Warner. So Warner down 9-7 at home to Father Lopez.
Been a big rivalry around here. I've had the pleasure to be in a couple of those ball games, and Coach Dunlop over there has done a good job of trying to resurrect the Lopezers, and we'll be interested to see how that plays out.
SEABREEZE with the ball. 1st and 10.
They're going to the seam, to the tailback again. They brought the
Muller
backer.
under pressure.
Get it out of your hand.
Rolls to his right. In and out of the defender's hands. That's number 24, Mitch Bailey, a name we've called many times this evening. I'm sure Muller was thinking, oh boy, when he released that ball.
Absolutely, but it's the play that they've run before. They empty it out, and they try to run the seam, and they brought Sylvester back in the game, so that's good to see that he's back in the game and maybe not too hurt to play. And Summers had done a good job through this drive and had some tough runs. They give him a blow, and this probably is going to be their last attempt here, so we're looking for something down the field.
Muller swings it out near side.
Got to get on that. That's a lateral.
Pass intended for number 4, Javier Sylvester.
Going to get another chance. I just wonder if they had something up their sleeve there, if they were trying to throw that out here in the flat, or throw that out here on the swing and let him throw it again.
Another update from the Father Lopez Warner game. Father Lopez is now up 16-7. 3 seconds left in the first half. Muller's just going to hand the ball off to Sylvester. Sylvester's going to come near side, stay in bounds, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Your score, DeLand 28, SEABREEZE 10. We'll be back.
you don't like it, but I like it.
Keys to volume stuff. Hang on.
How we doing, Danny?